Hello everyone and welcome. This is Alex, the architect for Back4App, and in today's video we are going to see a new feature from Parse 4.4, which is Cloud Code Validation and also the JavaScript console. Well, here I have my dogs and owners application, which I have converted to Parse 4.4. You can do so here on the server settings and manage Parse Server, where you can change the version of Parse that you're using. And by the way, this is only available for Parse 4.4, the Cloud Code Validation part. Alright? So here I have my dog class with a few dogs and my owner class with a few owners, and those are related to pointers and relations. And here I have some cloud code that I wrote to define a parse cloud code function called average age, where I'm going to sum all the ages of all those dogs, divide by the number of the dogs, and get the average age of all the dogs. So let me save this. I'm going to upload this code and execute so you can see what it does. Here I go to Cloud Code Functions and click Add. Choose my main.js file. Remember, this must be called main.js. Deploy. And here I can click my file and see if my code is correct. It seems correct. Back to the Visual Studio Code. Here I have an index.js file running on my machine that initializes parse on my app ID and JavaScript key. And here I run the average age function and print the result out. So if I come here and type node index.js, you see the average age is 7.66 for all the 3 dogs that I have in my class dog right now. Well, what if I want to get this code to be executed only if a few parameters are set and they are correctly set, so I don't spend computational power trying to do some operations and then find out that I don't have all the data that I need to start with. So this is where Cloud Code Validation comes in handy. We can do so, remember, only in Parse 4.4 by passing here on the main.js file a few validators after the close brackets of my Cloud Code function. So here I put a comma and open a few other brackets, and here we can specify the fields and put in as a string any mandatory fields that I need to pass in order for this cloud code to be validated. So in this case, I'm going to use my isAdult, which is a Boolean key, to ensure that I have this value passed on so I can run the function. If I don't pass this value on, the function will not run. So all I have to do is come here and put isAdult. Save it. And let's deploy it again. I'm going to remove this one, add a new one, deploy. Okay. So now if I try to run my same index.js function, it will say validation failed, please specify data for isAdult, because my cloud code is now validating that information and will only run if I pass this on. If I want to pass this on, all I have to do is come here where I call the cloud code function, put a comma, and then specify a parameter which will be isAdult, and in this case let's say I want to pass it as true. Save it. If I run this now, it will run once again. I can also specify if I want only logged in users to be able to execute this cloud code. All I have to do in this case is go back to my main.js file, come here, and here I'll have to type require user and true. If I go back to Cloud Code functions. I'm going to remove this one, add the new one, deploy. Okay, we can click the file and check if my required user is true here. And right now, here on my index file, I'm not having any user login procedure. So this code should not run and tell me why it's not running. So if I just type node index.js again, it will tell me it's an invalid function. I can also specify exactly what I am trying to do with some logic, and it will only execute this function if that logic proves to be correct. So let me remove this file here, delete it. So for instance, I can come here, remove this required user is true, so I can run it again. And here in the fields, instead of passing just the string, I'm going to pass an object and then pass which property I'm looking for. So in this case is adult. And here I'm going to open it as object again and put required true. So this will be a required variable in order to be run. Type boolean. So I'm specifying this must come in as a boolean or it will give me some error. And then I can put options and then pass in the logic that I want to apply in order to tell if this is a good or bad request. So in this case, I'm going to send in the val and return the same val. So if I pass on true, it will execute. If I pass on false, it will not execute. And here I also can specify an error message that I can print if the validation is not succeeded. So I cannot run with false parameters. Alright, so back here we can add the main.js file again. Good to see if everything is alright. It seems to be. Deploy. So back here, if I specify the isAdult as a boolean and as true, it will run. If I specify it as false, to run it again, I cannot run with false parameters. So this is a very good way for you to avoid execution, trying to execute the whole cloud code and then discover some parameters are missing or sent in wrong and losing all this computational power just because of nothing. So you can validate everything that you need beforehand, and once everything matches, only then you can execute your cloud code. So the other thing I want to show, and this, by the way, this part is available to all Parse versions, is the JavaScript console. You can click on API console and you'll find out the new JS console right here. And this allows you to create code and execute from inside your browser and run in Parse without you having to deploy anything actually. So let's create a new class called cat and set a few objects. So name is like mini, and my object dot set age 10, and my object dot set is adult like false. And here we have a typo. This will start an async await procedure to save and then print out my object. So all I have to do is save changes and run. There you go, I can see my debugging logs right here. So if I come back to my database browser, here I have my cat class with all my data sets, just as I did here on the JavaScript console. So this is a very good way for you to try out some new code before trying to, for instance, installing Parse on your machine, or installing the framework or SDK for the developing language that you're trying to work with. So you can do all your logic in here. Once it's working, you can just copy and paste inside your project and you're good to go. So this is all I have for today. I hope you like these new features and I hope you will enjoy using it in Back4App. Have a great day and see you in the next video. Bye bye!